So JBL thinks he's got the beating of The Undertaker. The urn is how he's going to do it. Or is it?
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm always on my own. Can anyone just catch me before I drown? Can anybody make me feel like I'm not the stranger tonight?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TEW, the Network Save, the 04 War, episode number 43, I believe, unless I've figured that out wrong. 43? 43? 43? We're gonna go with 43. We're gonna go with 43. This one should be a good episode. We are picking up again after last week's good first shows towards Unforgiven. We are setting up tonight one thing over on Smackdown, a main thing, and that, I believe, is a new number one contender. Who will get the title shot against Kurt Angle? We'll find out tonight. Over on Raw, the IC title number one contender tournament continues as we go towards Unforgiven. We already know it's going to be Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship once again. But let's see what we can do going forward with them, and of course take a JBL too. Lots of things going on both brands. Hopefully we can have some good shows. If you're excited for it, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel for a whole lot more, and let's get on. Monday Night Raw. I'm ready. Look, I am ready. Come on. After last week's win, Raw looks to continue the momentum from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. A venue that's seen epic shows in the past. Let's hopefully tonight does it as well. On the pre-show, Samoa Joe beats the Ultimo Dragon for 64. Very good from Joe again. Joe putting in a 67 at this point in his career is very exciting.
I mean, just saying, if you watch anything from 04 Ring of Honor, I know the game doesn't use that, but if you look at it back then, it's not surprising he's hitting the numbers early because he was very good back then.
Very, very good. He gets the win. Also on the pre-show, 8-man tag. The heel lower mid-card tag team division, Caden Jindrak and TNA, defeat the lower mid-card face division, Hurricane and Rosie and High Risk, basically. Basically, that's what it is.
I still think it's disgraceful how you treat Hurricane. Disgraceful behaviour, that.
Yeah, well, 64. Paul London, the best of the lot, which is interesting. Paul London, 68. Wow.
So Paul London's not surprising. I mean, all I'm saying is, have you got, obviously this is not support anything you do, but surely, is any plans in the pipeline for Paul London?
Kind of. I mean, I'll say this now. I am very intrigued by a London Bryan match for the Cruiserweight Championship. Face v face.
I mean, star-wise, it's completely total opposite, so that could make it a very intriguing match, so maybe.
Intrigued. 64, good stuff. We're going to kick off the main show with the Cruiserweight Champion. Daniel Bryan teams with the Intercontinental Champion John Cena against Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore for a 74. Very good. Helped by Cena putting in an 88. Bryan putting in a 77, though. Wow. Bryan and Cena showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Well, they were nearly brother-in-laws at one point, so they should get on well. John Cena pinned Shannon Moore with the FU. Just a way of getting that Cena rub onto Bryan and the Cruiserweight division. Cena at the moment is waiting to find out his opponent, so keep him involved in matches. He lost last week, but he's won this week.
Got a lot 50-50 booking done right. That's what I'm saying.
Thanks. 74, good stuff. Right, we're gonna go backstage where Goldberg arrives at the arena and he's interrupted by Randy Savage for an 80. Savage has a go at Goldberg for what he did to a fan last week, and at that moment, both men are interrupted by a man in a suit. A man comes over, hands them an envelope, and says, "Goldberg, Bill Goldberg? Yeah, that's me. You've been served." Goldberg has been served. He receives a lawsuit for damage due to the bar fight last week. The fan is suing Goldberg, and Savage ends it by going, "Well, we ain't paying that, so I hope you've got the money."
I mean, will it be saying that damages for emotional distress or something like that?
There'll be everything. Every little thing you can think of is on there, and as I say, Savage will say, Goldberg has to pay?
I mean, all I'm saying to that is 1 minute. So 1 week he's got feelings. Now he's got to pay. He's got to pay fines and like possibly court fees. My God, it's not a good time to be Bill Goldberg, is it?
Especially when you think about the fact that Goldberg, one, hasn't been booked in a while, and two, hasn't won in a while. You wouldn't think he's got a lot of money, would you? Anyway.
We'll find out where that's going to go.
Right. John Bradshaw Layfield is backstage with Chris Masters and puts in a 76 segment here. I know Taker was mentioned, but geez. JBL hypes up Masters, gives him a pep talk because tonight it is Taker versus Masters 1-on-1 right here in LA. This should be an interesting test for Chris Masters. Is he ready? Probably not. Let's find out.
But I mean, if anyone can get a good match out of Chris Masters, it is the Phenom, the Undertaker. So
for sure. Well, look, we know the brackets for the IC title tournament. It is going to be Ray versus Big Show later on tonight in the semi-final. But let's finish off the quarterfinals because Chavo and Billy Kidman are going to go one-on-one next. Now, we know because of Booker and AJ's draw last week, we know the winner of this one goes straight through to the final. Who's going to be Chavo or Billy Kidman? It's obviously Chavo Guerrero. For 69, we asked these guys to have an aerial match. Chavo not quite putting in the performance that he did on the pre-show last week, which is weird. 65 on the main show, not the 75 that he put on the pre-show, but it is what it is. Maybe because it was a high spots match and Chavo's not really an aerial guy, is he? He's more of a technical guy where Kidman's the aerial guy.
Yeah, it's kind of why his matches against people that are high flying normally work because they're both different styles. So, for the cruiserweights, it's
pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's 69, pretty good. Short match, 6 minutes. Chavo wins. It is Chavo in the final. Now, will he take on the Big Show or will he take on Rey Mysterio? We'll find out later tonight. Okay. Speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, post-match Chavo Guerrero cuts a promo on John Cena for 76. Much better, Chavo. Chavo says, quite simple, you're looking right here at the next Intercontinental Champion. Chavo calling his shot on John Cena. Of course, he's got to win the tournament first, but we'll see what happens. 76. Okay, backstage, we see the tag team champions warming up in their locker room, the British Bruisers, when in walk the former tag team champions, the Big Show and Dave Finlay. Sorry, the Big Show and Jamie Noble. Get them all mixed up. Big Show and Noble revealed that they've spoken to Savage and they will get their rematch for the titles at Unforgiven. And this steel chair they're holding, that's to beat the hell out of the British Bruisers. And they do. Noble nails Finlay with chair shots to the ribs. Big Show nails a KO punch to William Regal, knocking him down. And the tag champs are left laying by the former champs. Dave Finlay really takes a beating here. His ribs are viciously beaten with the chair by Jamie Noble. That will be important because tonight the British Bruisers are in the main event, teaming with Shawn Michaels against Evolution. So remember the rib injury is all I'll say. 81 though, pretty good for a tag team feud. Pretty good.
Yeah, bad.
Let's hear from Matt Hardy. He may have lost in a tag match earlier, but he has spoken to Randy Savage. He will get the job done, and he will get the job done alone next week, because next week it's Matt Hardy versus Daniel Bryan for the Cruiserweight Championship on a, what we're going to call, Fight Night Raw. More on that later.
It actually has a good ring to it. I'll give you that. It has a good ring to it. It's very good. So find out.
In the doctor's room, Rey Mysterio, 83, is being checked over. He is cleared to wrestle tonight, but they do advise that he doesn't. He may be cleared, but it's not a good idea for him to be wrestling. But as far as Rey's concerned, he's cleared. That means he wrestles, and he's got the Big Show in the semi-finals of the tournament, and it's next. So good luck to Rey. Rey and the Big Show for an 82. Pretty good. But arguably could have been better, but wasn't a clean finish. Pop probably brought it down a bit. But 84 for Big Show's a little low for him. Ray 82, a little low for him as well. Like both guys last week put in 90 performances.
Yeah, but maybe then I mean, what were you expecting? What? Okay, let's put it.
I thought maybe 88 for this. But
I think I think maybe 85 because I think obviously them levels are quite lower than you expect.
I mean, it's still a solid little match, and like I say, the finish is probably what's brought it down. Rey Mysterio does beat the Big Show. He is through to the final. It's Rey versus Chavo next week for the title shot. However, the finish comes when William Regal comes down to ringside after a ref bump. Regal nails Big Show with a, I think we said, brass knucks to the back of the legs, because Big Show's a giant. Let's cut him down to size. When Big Show is on the outside, slams his head into the steel steps. Big Show does not make it back into the ring for the count of 10. Rey Mysterio wins by count out.
I mean, it sets up. It sets up two good feuds. I mean, but that sets up a very interesting IC World Championship tournament final, doesn't it?
Obviously, Rey Mysterio was really, really hurt here. You really sell that leg injury after Ric Flair's attack. That will continue on next week against Chavo. 82, good stuff then. Okay, back from break, AJ Styles comes out to the ring and calls out Booker T. Now, Booker does answer, but from a skybox at the top of the arena, because he's a rich heel, isn't he, at this point? So you really go in with it. AJ says, look, for the sake of both of our careers, we need to settle this. So I want you in this ring next week, and I don't want any excuses. I don't want any reasons that we don't settle this. So I don't want any countouts. I don't want any disqualifications. And Booker says, you're damn right, because guess what? If you want this match, falls count anywhere. They agree. Next week, AJ, Booker, falls count anywhere. At that point, AJ Styles is going to be like, okay, but that's next week. This week, he drops the mic. He goes up towards the skybox. Booker T runs away because he doesn't want anything to do with AJ tonight. So AJ doesn't quite get his hands on him. But next week, Fight Night Raw, add on a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Well, at least you're not doing like kind of have to give the options, because but a Falls Count Anywhere, yeah. So anything can happen there. So again.
Anything can happen. Right, this is live TV after all. Okay, backstage, The Undertaker cuts a promo on JBL only for an 81. Interesting. I mean, it's good, but not amazing. Taker tells JBL to watch what he does to Masters, because that's what's going to happen to him at Unforgiven. We come back from this promo and the announcers go, wait, what, Unforgiven? Oh, hang on, I'm hearing Randy Savage has made it official. It is Taker versus JBL at Unforgiven. Boom. That should be a big match.
Yeah, you could say that. So, but I guess we'll find talking about a match.
I mean, there will be a gimmick on that. A gimmick's that. So,
of course.
More to come. Okay. Speaking of Randy Savage, the Big Show comes into his office complaining about being cost his shot at the Intercontinental title by William Regal. And Savage says, fine, you want to get revenge? How's about next week? Because it's Fight Night, remember, on Raw. So why don't we do Big Show, William Regal in a street fight? Yes.
So many brawls, mate. This is,
Fight night. Cool. Okay, that should be good as well, to be fair. 82. Solid promos. Nothing amazing so far, but solid, which I'm pretty happy with. This should be interesting then. Taker is in action, which is always good, but he is against Chris Masters, who has about 19 popularity. So let's see how this goes. Taker and Masters in a wild brawl for an 84. Come on, Taker. I mean, actually, give Masters some credit here. He's put in a 31. That's really good for him.
And you know what makes it worse? I'm not surprised that Taker's carried this entire match.
Taker can carry anyone. 84, really good. It did the wild brawl. Taker put in a 98. Taker wins with a tombstone, because if you think Masters is taking anything of a good result against Taker at this point in his career, you are wrong. Taker wins. Post-match. Well, actually, we did have a thing in here. I don't know why it's not here. That JBL was going to get involved. And not managed to interfere against Taker. Post-match, JBL goes to attack Taker, but it doesn't work. JBL, his attack is no-sold by Taker, who hits the choke slam. JBL scampers out of the ring after the choke slam, selling the effects of it up the ramp, and he has this look on his face of, oh no, what the hell am I going to do? There is no way I can stop this monster at Unforgiven. Basically. 83. Good stuff. Again, we're a similar sort of level. Everything's been pretty good at this level. We need the main event to take us to the next level. I hope it does. Look, Taker's won his fight. What about his brother? Kane is backstage being beaten up again by Samoa Joe. Another muscle buster. And Joe will stand over Kane and say... Actually, no, sorry. Joe is going to attack Kane here with a strap, a Samoan strap. We're going to put the Samoan strap with Joe at this point because he's Samoan, right? Let's use it. He's going to stand over him, strap over his shoulder and say, "We will settle this next week. Your ego will be checked." Joe will leave. We'll pan down to Kane, who sits up and just chuckles to himself. Kane loves a fight, and Kane has been very impressed with Samoa Joe so far. We put that very clear. Kane is looking forward to a fight with Samoa Joe on Fight Night Raw next week.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, look at that though. It's like I just like the idea. It's just a simple sentence like Kane looks good.
Kane look good. 76, good stuff. Yeah. Evolution cut a promo on the main event for an 83. This is low as well. I don't know what's going on tonight.
All I'm saying for me is on the Smackdown side, a little hope, but I mean, I don't know, mate. Maybe it's where it is. Maybe it's the stable saying it's not as crowd isn't pumped for it as much. It's not. I don't know.
Evolution got a promo here. Flair gets annoyed at the mention of Ric Flair beating him last week, but Batista wants to get back into title contention, and then Randy Orton says quite simply, "Nobody can stop Evolution when we are united as one. We proved that last week. We prove it again tonight." Shawn Michaels has a rebuttal, so to speak, for an 81. They are really low. Why? Can I see anything about why? Limited for being short. We're only making them 4 minutes. Maybe this is why. But anyway, Shawn sort of rebuts saying, "Listen, Orton, last week, fair enough, you got the win, but this week, there is a sweet chin music with your name on it. And at Unforgiven, the title comes back home to daddy, baby." 81. Main event. Evolution. Shawn and the British Bruisers then. Needs a good score. Let's see what it can do. An 83. What's going on tonight?
You've got to check the dirt sheets to find out why there. You've got to find out.
Orton put in another 80.
I mean, could the Dave Finlay take it down? Because it was at 55 or 56?
55 is really low for him as well. What has happened tonight? LA have let us down big time. Nothing major.
What's his favourite penalty for inconsistency?
Yeah, but nothing major. Hot crowd, apparently. I have no idea what's going on tonight. This feels really odd.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Shawn's put in a 96. Batista only an 83. Orton only an 80. Flair only an 81. They're all better than that. It's all a bit odd. Anyway, Orton gets the win for his team, pinning Finlay with the RKO. Obviously, he softened up the ribs earlier. That allowed him to get the RKO in. Orton wins again. We're putting over the champ. Post-match, Evolution, only for a 78. What is going on tonight? This is wrong. Shawn Michaels eats a Batista bomb through the announce table. This is going to be the worst Raw in some time. Raw gets an 83. What has happened? I have what?
Actually, it's got to be the first show in a while that you haven't even got. Did he even get 100?
I didn't get any blues, let alone 100. What has happened tonight? I can't explain it. I genuinely have no idea.
It's a weird one, isn't it? 'Cause it's like, obviously for me looking at it like, okay, good chance I could win again. But to be fair, if it's in the same situation, I might have the same problem. But
I just don't understand half of it. Like Shawn eating a Batista bomb through the announce table, getting only a 78 on this save on this database. That's usually a 95 at least. What has happened?
I mean, inconsistency. Like, it's a little. Would like most obviously we can't check it now, but like maybe most of the matches were like they were like everyone was just a little bit off.
I don't know. I mean, Reign, the Big Show should have done better. Taker and Masters was good. Don't get me wrong. The main event, I mean, Taker and Masters was better than Evolution versus Shawn Michaels and the British Bruisers. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't say. It's like it's a bit. It feels. It's weird. It's weird. It's just strange, but.
Okay. I mean, we'll take it. SmackDown very much should win week 2. But if something major goes on here, you never know.
I mean, if you're having your problems with your show and it carries on to mine, then. But.
Wow. I honestly cannot explain what's happening.
Flabbergasted is probably the word here, but. Yeah, honestly, with Evolution against
Evolution
Shawn.
in the main event against Shawn and Regal putting a 77. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's just one of those. It's a fluke week, and obviously normalness with it goes back to normal next week. But yes, I mean, obviously that is obviously by far the lowest, but. I don't see where it's come from. It's weird. It's a weird show. I think that's an anomaly, that one.
I'm just looking at it and I am. Okay.
It's terrible.
It'll do, sunshine, right. SmackDown then, Los Angeles, California, 83 to beat. They should get it done. But on the pre-show, School of Hard Knocks, well, they destroyed the Basham Brothers for a 44. Rhino putting a 71 though.
Oh, Rhino. Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Just like most people on most of the stages we do, everyone loves Rhino. And I thought in this match, when we were just deciding it would be really cool to see him just show why everyone loves Rhino. And it's short. The Bastions get destroyed. This is their punishment for getting a weak score a couple weeks ago. And because I'm not bitter that way. And yeah. Rhino gets the win with a goal, and I'm even tempted to say maybe 2 or 3 just because why not? And to show the tag champs show why they're the tag champs.
Well, I mean, it's a very, very good performance from Rhino. One of these things is not like the other. But yeah, School of Hard Knocks, confident win. They're not on the main shows. We figured. Get on the pre-show, why not? Also on the pre-show, Triple Threat Women's Action for a 57. Jacqueline leading the charge with a 57 as well. Great performance from her. 51 for Victoria, 44 for Tori. Jacqueline pins Tori to win with a tornado DDT.
Happy with that. I've got to be honest, that could be on the main show when actually wouldn't be out of place there. It's actually really encouraging because obviously you've got Trish is up there. If you think about Lita's around about 60-ish. Like they're when they're about there, so like they're all kind of similar levels. So that's encouraging a little bit. It's very encouraging.
Well, we're going to start SmackDown tonight with the World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle and the General Manager Mick Foley. Big main event set to be made, and he gets an 81. Oh, yep. Is it happening again?
Yeah, wherever this is, I think it's something about LA doesn't like us, but maybe this might be closer, but we'll find out. Yeah, this one with Super One got Kurt coming out, obviously. Yeah, kind of like as you expect, has been doing, kind of showing why he just coming out saying, "I'm the champ." No one on this planet, no one on this roster could step up to me. No one could beat me for this title. I'm having this title for a very, very long time. And you just got to accept that SmackDown's now my show, type thing, you know. And but then obviously the Mick Foley comes out and he does what Mick Foley does, you know. You know, some cocky heel decides to talk, you know, starts to be cocky and says, "This is my show," and then Mick comes down and says, "Well, no, this is my show." And yeah, I mean, obviously I like the idea that Mick's kind of been thinking all week. Like, yeah, we need to find a creative way to find the best challenger to face you, the top tier, the best. So yeah, Mick kind of decides to we're going to have a six-way for a double contendership. Whoever wins that faces Kurt next pay per view that I can't think of top of my head right now. But I'm forgiven. That's it.
That's
But
a
yeah, got it.
6 man. That's huge. That's Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Shelton Benjamin, Jericho, Van Dam, and Christian. Wow.
I'm really tempted to say, well, that could be the SmackDown 6, but I didn't want to be. That's too literal there.
I mean, you take probably Shelton out and slap in Kurt. That's your SmackDown 6 for you.
I literally, from the start of
Although
the
Triple H as well.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, Triple H is, I think he's still. Anyway, he's still recovering.
Damn, the star power in this save. Anyway, 81. Right, it's we expect better. We expect better there.
I don't know what this game's doing. Hopefully, it's not a trend. What is it? Does it give any indication why?
Penalised for low storyline heat may be a problem because we did reset all the storylines. Maybe that's why. I wonder. Let's see how the rest of the show goes. Backstage, Lita, Trish, Gail, Kim, Molly Holly, and Jazz all discussing another number one contenders match, which is next for a 72. Good stuff here.
Yeah, well, very good actually. I mean, especially when the women. I mean, obviously, was it Jazz? Was a bit harsh by the game there. I mean, that's pretty blunt, isn't it? She's dreadful. I disagree.
But then later down the line, it says she improvised well. Like, make your mind up.
Is she bad? You know what? This is as crazy as the game says there. When you find out if someone can work together and they go, they're neither good or bad. It's like, thank you so much for that very insightful information. But yeah, this one's a simple one. Obviously, maybe I like the idea based like Lee is talking about. So obviously, let's say this match wasn't. This match was what or like talking about later. What is next? Obviously, all these people gunning for you. How are you going to cope with all these people? How are you going to watch you back? And and she kind of sits there talking about, this is why I wanted to be champion. I thrive off the challenge of being champion and finding creative ways to keep my title type situation. And then this, as you can see, everyone involved, it's kind of as it's set up. Everyone keeps saying who's going to be next challenger, and then obviously you've got Molly Holly comes from Francis saying, well, maybe the women's division was better when I was champion type thing. You've got obviously you've got Trish Stratus comes out saying, well, to be fair, she doesn't actually say anything. So I like the idea that basically like just Trish Stratus is turning up and everyone goes, oh, okay, I know where this is going type thing. Because obviously it's Trish Stratus, right? And then I like the idea that Jazz and Gail King coming in saying, well, you've all been champions. We need some new blood. You need to be some new champions, new. To take this division to new heights type thing. And it's basically a simple setup to say, obviously, we got Lee is impressed by all this and says, well, I'll be there at ringside watching the whole match unfold. So go out into sort of Lita's like, just sets up that. She walks away and all of the competitors kind of stare down, obviously, type thing, and then sets up that obviously number contendership for the women's Fatal 4 number contendership for the WWE Women's Championship is next. So
should be a big match. I mean, 17th segment. Let's see what the match can do. Trish, Molly Holly, Jazz, and Gail Kim. Who gets Lita at Unforgiven? Well, it's Trish Stratus, 63 for this. Considering you got Jazz putting in a 46, it's not bad. Arguably, probably couldn't be much better.
No, I mean, I got about to you. It's round about the level that the women's division is in general, anyway. Because it's like obviously high school is obviously Trish Stratus. It's quite low. That's quite low for her, to be fair. Yeah.
Trish can usually hit 70, to be fair, can't she?
So that's fine. But again, it's like as you know, I've been trying since it's saved, really trying to build up the women's division, trying to build up definitely Jazz, Gail, Kim, trying to do a lot with Molly Holly as well. So, I mean, I'm happy with that. 63, very good. I'm very happy with that. But,
Trish wins. Trish pins Molly Holly to get the win. And, well, Trish, Lita, one more time. Kind of feels right.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we know, 7-8 months into this save or something. There's a reason why I holded this match off for a long time. because it's. I don't want to use that Mela's money, but this is money.
It is money.
would. So, but
And
63
I mean, the post-match segment would be money as well, because Trish and Lita go face to face for a 75.
Yep, the simple one is, you know, I've said it once, said it 1,000 times. I do love visual storytelling. This is a simple one. After Trish gets the win, she looks over at Lita. I want to do the thing where she does the "I want the title" round my waist type gesture, but I don't think you need anything that as obvious. So I like the idea of just like turns around and just, you know, like stare down, like smiling, and then Lita's like stands up, holds the title up high type thing, and kind of shows that, yeah, this is going to be an interesting match. So sets up. Yeah, so that's one number of contendership, one out of the way. So, and we know who wins. So yeah, Lita, Trish. Yeah, I look forward to seeing where that goes in the sense of the game. But
Okay.
yeah.
Backstage, the world's greatest tag team confront Rikishi for a 74 after last week when Rikishi made the save for Edge. And Charlie Haas is the night to prove himself.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Basically, it said, yeah, the words concerned confront Rikishi, saying, "What do you do? Like, get out, you know, like a simple thing like, you know, get out of our business. What you do? Like, get, you know, this is not between us. You know, and maybe like the world's greatest tag team. Paul Heyman's just like, I've kind of like that. Paul Heyman's kind of sitting there. He's like head in his hands. Like, what you doing, guys? This is Rikishi. Don't mess with Rikishi. But you can't do anything about it. But I like the idea that it's like world's greatest tag team are just like, oh, we'll respect you, but threatens him, so you get out of our way type situation. And then obviously got, but then obviously just when they walk away, Charlie Haas is obviously, yeah, so he has an idea saying like, you know what, I know I can take you out. So what about you versus me in a match tonight? And obviously Shelton's surprised because obviously Charlie Haas doesn't do that kind of stuff, challenge people, right? Paul Heyman's kind of, I like the idea that maybe Paul Heyman's kind of impressed with the kind of intensity type thing.
Right.
And Rikishi, and then I like the idea Rikishi's like, okay, if that's what you want, you're on. And sets up a one-on-one match later in the night. But, maybe like the idea of Charlie Haas having a chip on his shoulder, maybe.
Okay, well, we'll see where that goes. But Charlie Haas for Rikishi later on. Charlie Haas, tonight's your night, mate. Tonight's your night to take on the big ass, not the big goose. You get the point. 74. Okay. Speaking of someone looking to prove themselves, or at least trying to take on a challenge tonight, the United States champion Lance Storm. He wants some of Mark Henry. He calls out Mark Henry, but it's not Mark Henry that answers. It's CM Punk.
Yep.
I mean, where's Mark Henry? Where is he? Scumbag.
I know. I mean, it's just the tale as old as time. Is that when a champion, I want to face this guy now. I will put my title on. I want to face him tonight. And everyone's like, yeah, do you want to see this match? And then somebody else comes out and takes the challenge instead.
I like it for Punk's character though, because you can see very much of a Punk of a, well, I mean, if you want to put the title on the line, why don't you put it on the line against me? And Lance Storm's fired up, isn't he, at this point, ready to go, so he accepts on a whim. Could be a big mistake. Yeah,
because obviously, he's really wanted Mark Henry, but as they said, he's got this aggression, so he's like, you know what, screw it. It's just like take it out on this. I really don't want to say ruthless aggression because that's too on the nose. But yeah, he's got this aggression, and he wants to. Unfortunately, maybe CM Punk might be the unfortunate recipient of that.
I mean, he might be, but with the United States Championship on the line, CM Punk may have just made a very, very smart call and weaseled his way into a title reign, because if Storm's so angry at Henry, he may just take his eye off the ball and take his eye off Punk just once. Let's find out. United States title on the line. Lance Storm, CM Punk, your winner, Stu.
And still your WWE United States champion. Of course, Lance Storm
Good match, 78. Lance Storm carrying it with an 80. Punk getting better at his gimmick and up to a 64, which is a good level for him. But Lance Storm carries it.
Yeah, just let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if it's one thing, many things on this save I'm proud of, right? Lance Storm's up there. Very happy for where he started, where he is, but to get an 80, very good. But yeah, this one was just, again, it's just these two going against each other. I want it to be like kind of just really good, like just great technical wrestling match, because obviously they both kind of got that in their locker. So I like the idea. It's just a great. It's like it's back in the days in early like 2002, 3 Smackdown, where you always had at least one match that was like, wow, this is really good, right? So I'm hoping this was the match that did it. But 78, yeah, very good. Simple one here, just simple. I put he hits 2 super kicks. Like he hits 1, but Punk kicks out, so he still looks good. And then, but when he kicks out of 1, but he can't kick out of 2. And yeah, the second one gets him. And yeah, Lance Storm gets the win. And yeah.
Well, he may be the champion still. He wanted a fight with Mark Henry. Well, finally, Mark Henry's ready to fight for a 78, but it doesn't go Henry's way.
No, basically, what I was thinking about this is obviously the wrestling logic dictates that, you know, you call someone out, they don't come out, somebody else fights you in your place, and then when the match is over, what happens? Person that you're calling out tries to attack you from behind. But I like the idea that Lance Storm, like, to make it a bit more, you know, even more interesting than it is, to the idea that, you know, baby faces seem to always fall for the same tricks. But I like the idea because obviously he's technically gifted, like in the ring. So I like the idea that it's obviously an intelligence there. So I like the idea that he's seen this before and he's seen what Mark Henry's MO is. So after the match, he's obviously celebrating with his title. And then Mark Henry, and then obviously the crowd's like, oh my God. And then he turns around and Mark Henry's like, oh. Because that's how Mark Henry's MO is attack. It's to get the upper hand on anyone.
Yeah, sneaky.
So if he doesn't, if he loses that advantage, then, you know, I know he's the world's strongest man, but again, it's not his character. Like the idea, he sees him. Oh God, like this, he can't get the advantage. So he kind of, Lance Storm tried to go at him. Yeah, come on, hit me, go after him. But then obviously, I like that Mark Henry's like, you know what? No, not tonight. It's not worth it. And he climbs out of the ring, walks up the ramp, and obviously with shower of boos, because obviously they wanted the crowd wanted a fight between these two. So, but yeah, I mean, I just like the idea that, you know, why does babyface always have to get attacked from behind? Can't he have a bit, you know, learn from their mistakes? Would be nice.
Well, especially as Lance Storm over the last few months has been dealing with Triple H, so he's clearly learned from his dealings with the game. 78, a good level for this feud, very good level. Let's see what this does next, because we come back from break and the SmackDown General Manager Mick Foley's in the ring with 4 of the top tag team contenders, the Dudley Boys, La Resistance, the World's Most Wanted, and Billy and Chuck. But why are they there for a 56 rated segment?
Wow. It's just the story of these last 2 shows, man. Oh God! But anyway,
it's not great, that.
Well, look at all the poorly segment. But
even Mick didn't do well in this segment. Although he says the performance of Mick was fantastic. Mate,
this game, I think, I don't know what it is, but this game at the moment just wants to. I don't know. We've got to figure this out at some point. Obviously, find it after. But yes, looks like Mick can't save the day, maybe for the score, but in this kind of segment, it's kind of a situation that obviously, yeah, he's kind of encouraging that what he's last couple of weeks, what he's seen from this tag division, he's been very, very impressed. Like, of what this is the kind of tag division he was talking about when he was trying to, you know, big it up to the levels that he knows it can be. So tonight we're going to prove once again why SmackDown has the best tag division. Again, that's not a knock, kind of, but I like the idea it makes. Okay,
it's not true, but hey ho.
Well, that's from your opinion, but anyway, but yes, I like the way Mick I lost my place now. But yes, so he's sitting there going, tonight we're going to prove it again. We're going to prove why that is. Tonight we're going to get. So you four teams are considered in this division one of the best tag team wrestlers. So tonight we're going to you four are going to face off, and whoever wins will face School of Hard Knocks for those WWE Tag Team Championships, and that match is next.
Wow, another number one contenders match, another multi-man number one contenders match, another fatal four-way number one contenders match. Who will get the shot at the School of Hard Knocks? I suppose we go straight in and find out. It gets a 57.
That's not terrible.
No, because I mean, you got Silvano Granillo putting in a 42. Billy Gunn only a 52 because of his injury. 51 for Chuck. 58 for Rene Dupree. So Rene Dupree has outperformed Billy and Chuck. I mean, love that from him. Silvano Granillo's gimmick's getting a little stale, so we've got to change that. Devon tried to carry it with a 78. 65 from Bubba. 53 from Val and 50 from Stevie Richards. It's about right.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting world-class scores here. I mean, the problem is because of it's not going to get that kind of level. But yeah, I just like the idea. It would have been if you had that kind of match. Them kind of stuff with tag team wrestling. Usually, unless your team is absolutely terrible, you should be able to get a pretty decent, entertaining match out of that kind of fatal four-way kind of tag team wrestling match, right?
Yeah.
Normally, anyway. So, but yes, the way I've done this is I like the idea that. Obviously the finish is basically Dudley's hit a 3D on Rene Dupree, and they're just about to get the win. And then out of nowhere, Chuck hits a super kick, and then with that distraction, he Rene Dupree kind of gets up after the 3D type thing, like doesn't know where he is, turns around. I don't think I've ever seen Billy Gunn hit a cold red. I mean, am I thinking of the wrong cold red there? Maybe
yeah, it's a new one.
Yeah, well, obviously we know what finish he's going to hit. I forgot how you say it, apparently. The feint answer, that's called it. That's why.
The famous.
Yeah, I call it feint answer. I don't know why. Maybe it was what it's called back in the day. I can't remember. But yeah, hits that on the Dupree, gets the win, and yeah, Billy and Chuck are the new number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And just obviously didn't put it in the segment, but obviously afterwards, obviously another one of those might be using these too much, but they always work for me. Is obviously you've got like the idea of them looking at let's say the track champs on the ramp, kind of clapping, congratulating them, and obviously Bill and Chuck, kind of what they did weeks prior. Actually, that makes more sense. And obviously Bill and Chuck just looking pointing at title, saying they're going to be ours very, very soon. So yeah, 2 number one contenders crowned tonight. So I'm happy with that. As you said, it's around about what
it's around about what it should be. So we end the segment, Billy and Chuck making those title gestures. Speaking of champions, let's check in with the world champion from 82. What's going on in LA?
I don't know. It feels like we're going back to early save rules, right? In a way.
I don't know. Nothing's changed.
We need to. I think you're right. I think we need to check the storyline heat to see if that's changed, because it's the only thing that makes logical sense why this is happening, right? But we'll check that after this. But anyway, yeah, this is a simple one. It's just Kurt's obviously backstage, gets interrupted by I can't remember, it was something in 04, like an interview, just asking questions, and Kurt's just agitated, saying, who are you? Why are you asking me these questions? He's agitated. And it's just a simple thing. So who would you rather face tonight, Kurt? In number contendership match, who out of all them 6 men, who would you rather face? And he stops, turns around and says, what are you trying to imply, that I'm concerned about whoever I face? You really think you do know who I am, right? I'm Kurt Angle, Olympic gold medalist, guy that won these gold medals with a broken freaking neck, and you think I'm worried about who's going to win a little number one contendership match that Mick Foley dreamed up just
out of the blue. No. I don't care who I face because the result's going to be the same. I'm still going to be your world heavyweight champion. So, excuse me, I've got some other places to be, and then he walks off. So Kurt's not bothered. He's probably one eye watching the match, but it implies that this interview just asked a really, really stupid question.
Definitely. 82 is a little low, but let's see what happens the rest of the show. Charlie Haas gets promo time, though, for 63. That's not bad for him.
No, I do like... Again, as we talked about off screen, I just think about... There's a way in 04 that they could have done something cool with him, like a bit more than just what they did after the split of the World Greatest Tag Team.
I mean, maybe that's what's in the future here. We don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. That's not teasing anything. But I just think I need to give Charlie Haas a bit of. Because I'm using Shelton Benjamin a lot. I've got to start using Charlie Haas because he's a very competent, very good wrestler. So, but yes, this one's a simple one. It's like, so, interviewer goes to Charlie Haas and goes, so why did you challenge Rikishi tonight? Why did you challenge Rikishi? And Charlie Haas is like, I hear what people say about me. Everyone talk world's greatest tag team. I know what I hear people tell me. People sitting there saying I'm the Martin Jannetty of this group. I hear all the whispers. I'm one of the most gifted wrestlers of my generation. So tonight I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove why it's not just the world's greatest tag team. Both of us are the best at what we do, and I'm going to prove by beating the living hell out of Rikishi tonight.
We'll see. Charlie Haas, the Big Goose for 67. Good match.
Yeah, very good. I mean, obviously, was it a 61?
60 for Haas, 61 for Rikishi. So to be boosted to a 67 is very, very good. I think it's due to just good colour commentary, high morale for Rikishi.
I've got a couple of back, but I've got to be honest. I guess the expectation for the show is like a couple of weeks. Like if we got that in the normal show, right, would have been like, oh god. But for the level,
for this match, 67's good. For this match, Charlie Haas and Rikishi.
Yeah, I mean, I keep forgetting that this is the first time in a while that you get Charlie Haas in like a singles match. Well, I mean, it's a good match. We've had a lot of good matches tonight, and it's a show. But yes, a simple one. I put a great contest. How Haas it's supposed to be this match where it's supposed to make everyone look, oh god, yeah, Charlie Haas is really good as a single competitor too type thing. But let's be honest, we know who's going to win. We knew when the challenge was made, we knew who was going to win, right? Of course, it was Rikishi. As I said, the game again doing a lot of things wrong with the scoring, but when it comes to the finish, 100% right. Rikishi driver on Charlie Haas for the win, and but again, it's the match isn't the end of everything.
Post-match, the world's greatest tag team attack Rikishi, but this time Edge returned the favour, making the save for a 72.
Yeah, pretty much there. Obviously, might be obvious what this might be implying, what this is setting up, but obviously, as he said, turns the favour. Was it Rikishi helped Edge last week? Now Edge helps Rikishi this week after with the world's greatest tag team trying to do a 2-on-1 beatdown. So so could maybe might set up a tag team match. Maybe it won't. We don't know, but yeah. So interesting stuff. But 72, I'm happy with that. It's good.
Okay, let's get some promos from the guys in the matches, or in the main event match even. Eddie Guerrero, RVD, and Chris Jericho all talking about Kurt Angle for a 99. There's your win for the week then.
There you go. All I'm saying to that is, where's that been? It feels like, even for your show, it feels like it's been hiding somewhere. That could them scoring for last week, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh right, we've got to start giving you good scores again. But yeah, 99, that's more like it. But hopefully bodes well for possibly in the main event. Just saying. But
it does, yeah.
But yes, this one was simple with. Again, simple one with the women's we done earlier in the night with the situation of Eddie Guerrero. Basically, everyone's like, Eddie Guerrero, another chance of regaining your title. You lost last week, and obviously when he says that, Eddie kind of looks at him going, like, don't say that again. Like, it's still
Still
I can
sore.
put it. Yeah. So, and obviously he's just about to talk about it, and I like the idea maybe Chris Jericho. Yes, he's a face. But I like the idea that he's still what made Jericho kind of back then a bit of, when he was good as a face, he's a good guy, but he's actually a prick. You know, basically he's one of those weird face things, and like that around about early 2000s, like attitudes. Like if you actually took the actions they do as a face to any other era, they would be the bad guy. But I like the idea just like Jericho's like he warned him a couple of weeks ago that whoever is the champion, I'm going to face them next, and obviously. In that kind of situation. And then I like the idea, obviously, RVD, and should have put Stone Cold, maybe, but I mean, 99, what can I say? Maybe if I really wanted to push it and get that magic 100 again, that seems to be elusive.
I think that 99 was good enough. Let's see what the main event does there. This is For All the Marbles, 6-man for the number 1 contenders match. This is one of the biggest matches Stewart can do. He's hoping for a good match. Let's find out. Smackdown main event. For a 90, so it's good.
Yes.
It's good, especially Edge has brought you down again. Edge has put it at 81. He's so hit and miss, Edge. It's unreal.
Oh, for Edge,
I suppose. 87 for Christian, 85 for Shelton. Very good from Shelton. 94 apiece for Jericho and Eddie, and 93 for Rob Van Dam. I tell you what, if Edge puts in the 91 that he's capable of, you're probably looking at a 92, 93.
But with the week, last week, obviously with the thing with your Raw, and the way this show was starting out as, I'm not going to complain too much as I normally would. But yeah, I mean, all I say to this is the game was trying its damnedest to try and screw it, but even the game knows that when you've got 6 of your best wrestlers in a ring, you can't really you got to give them a high score, surely. So yeah, simple one here. Like as you said, it's an awesome match. Everyone has the time. It's a six-way match. Everyone has the time to shine. But the kind of way it ends is like the idea of Eddie and Christian fighting on the outside. Also on one side of the ring on the left, you've got, I like the idea that was it Edge and Shelton fighting on the other side on the ring. So like both got personal beef that they're not thinking about the match type situation. So the final 2 in the ring, obviously you've got Chris Jericho and RVD. They have that thing that we always love is just back and forth, move after move. Looks like they're gonna get like who's gonna hit the final blow, and who's gonna hit their finisher to get the win. So, but yeah, I like the idea that basically like maybe tries to go for a lion salt, but then was it RVD rolls out the way and then hits one of those spinning kicks right to the side of the face. You know, one of those ones that just like would knock you out. Chris Jericho's down. RVD goes to the top. Crowder going, yes, do it. And then hits the 5-star frog splash. And then just to make it even more dramatic, we'll make the referee kind of do that thing where it's like, 1, 2, and then 3, but the crowd are counting 1, 2, 3. RVD is your new number 1 contender. Everyone loves it, but
everyone but one person, because post-match Van Dam's celebrations are destroyed by the world champion for a 99. Good stuff.
I mean, simple one here. It seems to be a thing about people getting attacked from behind in the show. No one succeeded, but the person that did succeed is obviously the world champion, because it's Kurt Angle. So I like the idea. Yes, obviously celebrating the ring, comes from behind, Tack hits him with the belt straight to the face, because I don't know, just why not? And so a constant beat down, and it hits like an angle slam, and then basically we end with him holding the title straight in an unconscious RVD's face, saying, "You're not taking this from me. You're not even going to get even close to taking this from me." But like with a really intense kind of like crazed Kurt Angle we've been expecting last
The wrestling machine, Kurt Angle.
Yeah. So basically, RVD got the win, but I mean,
Is he going to like what he gets?
Exactly.
Look, we know SmackDown's beating Raw this week. Raw had an 83, SmackDown a 94.
So the questions must
How
be
the
asked.
hell has he got a 94 though?
It's because of them last 3 segments. Probably would have done it. Put it out if that main event. Basically, it's a good old fashioned main events. I don't want to say carried it because it was a good match, but kind of has. But you knew if one of it, basically, honestly, I believe you got like just a sniff of just one of those, like even in the segments in your show, you wouldn't have had the situation you had. I just don't. As much as I can say, well, like what happened is just I just don't get why the game didn't do it to you, and then
No, it's fine. I get it. Los Angeles hates wrestling. I get it. It's fine.
no, they just love SmackDown. That's all it is, mate. Just admit it. It's fine. It's fine. It's move on. You know. So
I'm not bitter. But I am plotting my revenge, LA. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Next time we come, you will be getting Matt Morgan. Deal with it.
and it's gonna be in a main event. So
Oh, I was so excited. I was so excited about this show, that Monday Night Raw, and I'm sitting here and still not understanding what went wrong there. No idea. Doesn't make sense to me. But hey ho, SmackDown wins the week. It's 1-1, which means we are very much in the running for both brands to have the main event. One of the brands to have the main event, of course, but for either brand could do it right now. 2 more weeks to go. Let's see what happens next week. I'm bringing the big guns. We're both at Madison Square Garden. We need to bounce back. So if you're excited for that, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing, and I'll see you next Monday, 4:30, Madison Square Garden. Should be a good one. Should be good.